Hi there, welcome back to the DutchRC channel for another product review. This time it's a helicopter. I haven't done a lot of helicopter reviews, but here you go, a helicopter review. It is the HiSky HCP60, and on the box it says the smallest mini 3D helicopter of the world. I am not completely sure that it is actually the very smallest. It is very small though. Quite cute actually. But you'll see in a minute. Yeah, there's not a lot more on the box. This is a fly barless helicopter, as you can probably tell. And it is collective pitch. So it is fully 3D capable. It can fly inverted. It can do TikToks, things like that. It remains to be seen if I can actually do that. I can fly helicopters inverted. TikToks, not so much. But I will do 3D flying on video with this helicopter. Okay, and in this video I will of course show you what's in the box, what the helicopter and the radio that comes with it look like. And I will do an indoors and an outdoors flight demonstration with it. So much for the box, let's get rid of that. Okay, the version that I have comes with 3 manuals. One for the helicopter itself, one Chinese manual for the radio that comes with the helicopter, and an English instruction manual for the radio. And the manuals are pretty good actually, perfectly readable English. So that shouldn't be any problem getting them up and running. Now I should add that there are 3 versions, at least Banggood sells 3 versions. I'll have a link to all 3 of them down below in the description. There is a bind and fly version, so that doesn't come with a radio at all. Then there's the version that I have with the HiSky radio, fully programmable 2.4 GHz radio. And then there's a slightly cheaper one. I assume the radio has a little less range and it's not a fully programmable radio. But just take a look through the links I supplied in the description, and then you can check the availability and the pricing of all 3 versions. Okay, and here is that HiSky radio, a 2.4 GHz radio of course. The gimbals feel just fine. This is coincidentally the same radio that comes with the HMX 280 quadcopter by HiSky. Yeah, it's a perfectly usable radio, hobby grade, I guess. One thing that isn't super, the throttle stick is ratcheted. And if you already fly helicopters, you will know that ratcheted throttle stick is not ideal, especially not in 3D helicopters. And I will do a separate video on how to get rid of that ratcheting, a basic instruction on how to do that. And that instruction will work on most any radio really. Now let's see, the radio has a throttle hold over here, safety switch. So if you have this one flipped towards yourself, no matter what you do with the throttle stick, the helicopter won't spin up. And then there's the gyro sensitivity, so for the tail gyro you can set it to 2 positions. I haven't tried that yet, but we'll do that in a minute. And there's dual rate, single rate, so the responsiveness of the sticks you can adjust with this switch. And over here you've got 3 flight modes. 3 flight modes? Yeah. We'll get to that in the flight demonstration videos. I'm assuming that the first one is fully stabilized and non-3D. The second one, I don't know. We'll see that in a minute, and probably in other flight videos. The radio does not come with batteries. It takes 4 AA's. Okay, the helicopter also comes with a little charger with an USB lead, and it's actually a dual charger. So if you the helicopter comes with one LiPo, but if you order up a second LiPo, you can charge them both at the same time with this charger. Very nice. And here is the little HCP60 helicopter by HiSky itself. And from my hands you can tell that it is actually a really small helicopter. I have had a line 150, and this really is smaller. Let's see. Yeah, it is brushed. So it has a brushed motor over here, and the tail motor is also brushed. So we'll just see how that works out. It has plastic blades, and there's some flex to it, so yeah, they shouldn't break on your first crash. I have to add that it's wise to tighten up the blade grips a little bit. On mine they were a little too loose, and there was a little bit of slop in them therefore. Okay, let's see. Yeah, obviously with a small little heli like this, everything is small, so the rotor head and the tilt mechanism is very small, and it's all plastic. The tail boom, this part over here, is carbon fiber, and yeah, the LiPo is already in it, and like this I can't tell how big the LiPo is, but I'll put it on screen for you. Let's see. Yeah, the servos are not the kind you'd expect from a hobby grade kind of helicopter. I hope you know what I mean, but you can't replace these with, for instance, a 5 gram servo. So if the servos fail, you'd have to get a specific one meant for this helicopter. That's okay though. And yeah, I could take the canopy off, but yeah, you'd be greeted with an integrated board with a receiver and electronics, of course. Okay. Yeah, you tell me. It looks like a nice helicopter, I think. The one thing that I don't like is the leads from the LiPo and the ESC hanging out from the back over here, but well, you'll see that in flight it's not noticeable at all really. And maybe you can shove them under the canopy a little. Yeah, okay. The most important thing, of course, is does it fly, and does it fly well? So let's do a little indoors demonstration. Okay, here we go. First of all, radio on, and it's a good practice on any heli, I think, to switch on the throttle hold as well. So we connect up the LiPo. Okay, and you could probably see the swatch plate going up and down a few times. That's its initialization. Now it should be ready to fly. Let's test that. Yes. Okay, let's do a little test flight indoors. I must say I don't really like flying helicopters indoors, but to see if it at least flies, we'll give it a try. Well, guess what? It does fly. The tail is pretty locked in, as you can probably tell. And if you were expecting stability as in a modern quadcopter, you were expecting the wrong thing. This is a helicopter. You always need to keep your fingers on the sticks on a helicopter. Okay, but it, as you could see, it does fly. Short little test flight. Let's take it outdoors so we have a little more room. Okay, so I'm out here on a hockey field and there is quite a bit more wind than I had hoped for, but well, we'll just see what happens. Okay, radio on and throttle hold on. Now you might be wondering, well, with a small little heli like this, is it really necessary to apply the safety / throttle hold switch every time? Yes, it is good to teach yourself that in case you move up to bigger helis. Just be safe with it. A small little heli like this won't hurt you very much, but once again, if you step up to larger helis with carbon fiber blades and all, you can really hurt yourself or others, so be safe. There, initialization done. Okay, let's have a look if it flies at all. I do see a little tail wobble here and there. And like I said before, the next video will be on how to get rid of the ratcheting of a throttle stick, because that's really annoying on a helicopter, in my opinion, of course, but I think people that fly helis will agree with me on that. It deals with the wind better than I had expected, really. I'm having no trouble at all flying it in this wind, really. That's surprising for a small lightweight heli. It's pretty nimble. Super quiet, by the way. You probably won't be able to hear it at all. But even I can't hear much of it. Yeah, nice and nimble heli. I have to say that lately I have been flying quadcopters mostly, so this takes a little getting used to. But in general, helicopters, at least in terms of controls, the way you steer them, they fly pretty similar. The only real difference between a helicopter and a quadcopter is that a helicopter is never as stable as a modern quadcopter. But as you can see, it flies just fine. The only real problem I now have is the ratcheting of the throttle stick, really. That's really annoying. So yeah, I'll get rid of that right away after this flight. But nevertheless, I'm having fun flying this. This is nice. Yes, this is not 3D flying yet. I first want to get to know the helicopter a little, get a feel for it, but I'm surprised how well it does in the wind. Nice and nimble. Yeah, I'm happy with its performance so far. It's not, it doesn't seem underpowered at all. Nice, man. The yaw rate is pretty okay, but the radio is a fully programmable radio, so you can adjust yaw rates, bank rates, the throttle curve. Now that I mention it, I might change the throttle curve a little, because I'm flying at around 70% throttle. Yeah, maybe that's okay. Like I said, I'll first get rid of that that ratcheting on the throttle stick, and then we'll see how things are. Nice, man. Okay, I will do more flight videos with this heli. Obviously also 3D flying after I've gotten to know it a little. Next video on this heli will be a instruction video on how to get rid of that ratcheting on the throttle stick. Yeah, cool little heli. It seems pretty locked in. No, I'm not having tail wobbles anymore. I think I'm flying with the highest amount of gyro stabilization at the moment. With the lower setting, it was a bit tail happy. It wobbled around a little, but that might have been due to the wind. Oh, my battery is gone. Okay, cool stuff, man. Flies nice. I'm actually surprised at how well it flew, especially in this wind. Yeah, like I said, next video will be an instruction video on how to get rid of that ratcheting. This. And yeah, hope this was somewhat informational or entertaining for you, and hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye!